Hello all and welcome to another video. In this one I'm going to explain to you something that's actually very, you probably already know it. However, it's so important, I want to make sure you really understand it. So we're going to look at it just carefully for one moment. Now think about a triangle. And don't worry about it because we're not necessarily stepping into all the trigonometry that makes life so hard at times, okay? But think of a triangle. Now, if I keep this angle here constant, right? And do remember that this angle here is going to be 90 degrees. In this example, they don't always have 90 degrees angles. There are going to be different triangles in these ones. But for this case, and right now we're going to be looking at angles that have 90 degrees in one of the angles. But I'm going to now just keep this one constant here, and I'm going to make bigger triangles. This one's a little bigger. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Let's make another one that's bigger. Make it a different color, so you know what I'm talking about. And here comes another triangle, and that angle is the same. I'm just making it bigger. And another one. Let's make another one here. Great. So now if you look at it, we have 4 triangles here. 4 triangles, but where they all have a right angle triangle here, and they all have the same angle on this side here. We have this triangle, the blue one, this one here, the green one, this one here, the red one, and of course this one here, the black one. And we could even have, let's make one more. Let's just make one more so that you can see also this case here. One that's smaller. Here's one that's smaller. Now here's the very, very important property of triangles. If I take in this triangles and I take this side, let's call this side A, and I divide it by this length here, let's call this length B, I get A divided by B. That's a ratio, right? I just calculated a ratio of this triangle, of the sides of that triangle. Now, if I get this side here, let me get back to blue. If I take this one here, let's call this one A prime, and I divide it by the length here, B prime, that ratio is going to be the same. Perhaps I get 0.6. Well, 0.6 is going to be whether I divide this one by this one, or this one by this one. You see, because this one got bigger, and this one also got bigger. So it comes as no surprise, perhaps, that the ratio is the same. And it's going to be the same for all triangles, all of these, and even the small one, that have, as long as they have this angle being the same. Now, if the ratio is going to be identical for all angles that have this angle here and a right angle and a right angle here, if the ratio is going to be the same, the only thing I need to know is the angle. Therefore, this is how this works. Quite simply, if I have this angle be alpha, I'm going to call it alpha. What I say is that when the angle is alpha, say when the angle is alpha, right, the ratio is A divided by B. Which, for example, we could have it be, let's take this away, why not? So this example here, let's make a new one, where we have this angle, and let's say that this one measures 1, and this one measures 3, and this is alpha. So the ratio is 1/3. Now this is a bit long to write, so we don't like this, right? But this is what it means. The angle is alpha, the ratio is 1/3. Well, actually we have a better way to write this because this is a bit long, and that's what we're looking at. And we say, and hopefully at one point you will really understand why we use this word, we say tan alpha is equal to 1/3. And this word here means tangent. So this is the definition of what a tangent is. It's simply the opposite side divided by the opposite side to the angle divided by the adjacent side to the angle. That gives me a ratio. But since all triangles have exactly the same ratio, as long as this angle is the same, the only information I need is the angle. Therefore, whenever I have that angle, I have this ratio. So all the information I need is the angle, and therefore I have this function which is available in my calculator called tangent. So I just say tangent of this angle, I will give me the ratio of the sides of the triangle. Now let's take a quick look at how to use it. So suppose I have, let's see if I can find this here. Suppose I have, for example, the following triangle, right? I have this triangle here, okay? Now this angle, let's say it's going to be, and I'm going to know it, I'm going to say that this angle is, for example, 35 degrees, okay? Well, if they ask me what the ratio of A divided by B is, what is A divided by B? I can simply go to my calculator and I can just write in my calculator tan 35, and that will give me that ratio. Let's check it out, right? Let's check this out quickly. Here's my calculator. Let me take this away. So here we are, okay? Now if I just press tan, and tan the key is here, so here we go, tan, and what is the angle that I need to know? It's 35, so just put 35 here. I get this. Now before you do anything, you should always check that your calculator is in degrees, okay? If you don't get this answer, make sure that your calculator is in degrees, but that's simply how you do it. Now, I can therefore say that this is going to be 0.7. That's the ratio. Okay, another example of what they might ask me to do is, for example, if they tell me, hey, the angle is going to be 30. This side is going to be 4. How much is this side? They call it x. Well, therefore, it's quite simple because I know that x divided by 4 is equal to tan 30. So just go to my calculator, I put tan 30 in, and I get 0.577350 blah blah blah. I multiply that by 4, and I get the answer. Why do I multiply by 4? We'll realize that x therefore is equal to 4 times tan 30. Therefore, x is equal to 2.31. And I have rounded this to 3 significant figures. And that's how you use the tangent. Now this thing might seem a little bit too obvious, but this is so relevant. We're going to be using it so much. It's going to be a fundamental tool we're going to be using to develop much more advanced things in mathematics. I want to make sure you really understand what a tangent is. And I'm not so worried right now about other things in trigonometry like sine and the cosine, etc. I need you to understand the tangent. I believe this is very important. And actually, it's kind of cool. You can do a lot of interesting things with this. You can measure the height of trees, you can measure the height of tall buildings. It's very commonly used. And it really doesn't take that much. You just take understanding that whatever the triangle is, as long as this angle is the same, and this is a right angle triangle, and this divided by this will always give me the same number. Well, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.